So we're here on Kalmia. That is Rose Street right there, and that is Grosvenor Avenue over there. Um, Kalmia Ave is a block away from Maxwell. So East Maxwell is in these guys' backyard, basically. So Maxwell Street's over there. Maxwell Street. Um, this is, like I said, the block between Rose Street that way, Stone Ave that way, Maxwell that way, and Kalmia is right behind me where I'm walking right now. Um, I believe that these houses here will be torn down. Obviously, they won't be turned into a 10-story hub or an 8-story hub or anything like that because that got denied by the city, but they can still be torn down and something taller and contiguous like say like a 5 or 6 story apartment building can be put there. But what's new today is that these houses on the other side of Kalmia have a demolition permit application submitted with the city. So, and in Lyndhurst, which is on the other side of the block from Kalmia. So back there on the other side, possibly a second contiguous block to be torn down. What's interesting is no information about the demolition permit and the plans. But what we do know is that the people in this apartment complex here have been told that their lease is up at the end of May. They were given a 60-day notice that their lease would not be renewed and that they all have to be out by the end of July. So that's apartment complex here on Stone Ave and the corner of Stone and Kalmia. So we're going to walk around the other side of this road to look at these new houses that have applications for demolition filed. The demolition permit probably be offered in the next 30 days or so, and likely will be, ready to be at least sold to somebody who plans to tear them down. But like I said, there's no real information yet. Real quick, across Stone Ave here, we have a location of what used to be a little house, which I believe is going to be the future location of one of the fraternities that got torn down when this building right here cleared out the land. And that building is the Maxwell. So you can see East Maxwell Street right down there. And then this little road is the access road here to the underground parking for the new Maxwell Apartments student housing. So here we are at Kalmia and Stone, walking down further than we usually do. Interestingly, a bunch of beautiful bushes, and you can see the kind of apartments that are here. These apartments were pretty cheap, on the order of $600 single apartments from what I've read. So hundreds of dollars a month cheaper than the apartments that will likely replace them, or the student housing that will likely replace them. Last time, on my last video, we talked about a potential development in the Woodland Triangle. That development has been canceled, but those apartments were going to be 10% cheaper than the dorms, which is still on the order of $900 a month. So these are called the Stonehurst Studios right here. The Stonehurst Studios, these apartments are the ones that reportedly everyone has been told that they have to leave by the end of July. Interestingly, it's just one block further to High Street here on Stone. And High Street, it's very close to the Y that also was recently sold to developers for student housing. So actually that red brick that you can see through the trees there, that's the Y that's been sold. And if I lived in these two blocks, I think that I would be looking for a plan B, because if this block goes and the block closer to Maxwell goes and the block on the other side of High Street where the Y is goes, then this would be our little odd man out right here in between, and I just can't imagine that it would stay. So the applications for demolition permits include this apartment complex here. Even though it says it's now leasing for the fall semester, that is false. And then we've got these houses. A very big tree intruding on the sidewalk and road here. So we've got these houses, apartment buildings, if you will, here as well. 2-story, 2-story, 2-story. So everything here is 2-story, and approximately 6 apartments per unit. We look across the street. We've got a really plain looking 3-story buildings, and then a 3-story building on the corner, which we'll look at in a second. It's got an interesting architectural thing. So this one here, 266, is included. It's included in the permit, the Lyndhurst 266 application for demolition permit. That's included, and then this is included as well. Now, just because there's an application for a demolition permit doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to knock everything down, but and say it's a good, gives you a really good chance. This is, we call this the swastika building. Of course, that's not the bad kind of swastika, but it's always interesting, a little Lexington trivia fact about which building has a swastika on it. So there you go, the corner of Lyndhurst and Rose. All right, so this building here, looks like it's got 10 apartments. It's at least got 10 electric meters. And then this little teeny garage apartment here would be included in that as well. This guy here. And then we're back to the corner of Rose and Kalmia.